There comes a moment in your life when you have to make a choice that will determine the direction of everything that follows. This is not just any moment. This is the moment where you decide whether you will remain the person you've always been or rise to become the person you were meant to be. This is your awakening. The truth is, for too long, you have lived beneath your potential. For too long, you have accepted mediocrity. You have let the opinions of others define you, allowed fear to paralyze you, and given excuses permission to steal your destiny. But today, that changes. Because today, you wake up. You wake up to the realization that no one is coming to save you. No one is coming to hand you success. No one is going to carry you to your dreams. You are your own savior. You are your own breakthrough. You are your own solution. And this journey, this war, is not against the world. It's not against your circumstances, your past, or even the people who doubted you. This war is against the version of you that is holding you back. The weak, hesitant, excuse-making version of you. That version has had its time. It's done. Because starting today, you are stepping into your greatness. You're stepping into a new mindset, a new level of commitment, a new discipline that refuses to be shaken by distractions, laziness, or self-doubt. You're stepping into the version of yourself that refuses to quit. The version that keeps going when it's hard, that pushes forward when it's uncomfortable, that stands tall even when everything around you is trying to break you down. And don't think for a second that this will be easy. Greatness isn't found in comfort. It's found in struggle. It's found in those moments when you want to give up but push forward anyway. It's found in those times when you feel exhausted but refuse to quit. See, life is not about what happens to you. It's about how you respond to it. Will you let adversity defeat you, or will you rise above it? This is where the battle is won, not when you feel good, not when everything is going your way, but when you stand face to face with the storms of life and say, I will not be broken. I will not be stopped. I will not settle for less than what I am capable of. Because you weren't made for average. You weren't made to live a life of regret. You weren't made to waste your potential. You were made for more. And deep down, you know it. Deep down, there's a fire inside of you that refuses to be ignored any longer. A hunger that cannot be satisfied by anything less than becoming the absolute best version of yourself. So let this be the day you make a promise to yourself. No more excuses. No more procrastination. No more settling for less. From this day forward, you will show up for yourself. You will put in the work. You will give your all every single day, no matter what stands in your way. Because the life you want, the success you dream of, the version of you that you were meant to become, it's all waiting for you. But only if you decide right now that you're willing to do whatever it takes. So stand up, step up, and step into your greatness. You say you want greatness. You say you want success. You say you want to become the best version of yourself. But let me ask you this. What are you willing to sacrifice? Because greatness is not free. Success is not handed out like candy. You don't just wake up one day and become everything you've ever dreamed of being. You have to earn it. You have to fight for it. You have to be willing to give up who you were so you can become who you are meant to be. And that means sacrifice. It means letting go of old habits that have kept you small. It means cutting off distractions, walking away from toxic people, and saying no to anything that does not serve your purpose. It means being willing to suffer in the short term so you can rise in the long term. The truth is, you cannot hold on to comfort and expect to grow. You cannot keep playing it safe and expect to win. You cannot keep surrounding yourself with negativity and expect to have a positive future. You must let go. Let go of the mindset that tells you, "I'll do it later." Let go of the excuses that whisper, "I'm too tired," or "it's too hard." Let go of the need for validation from people who do not even believe in themselves. And here's the hardest truth of them all. You must be willing to let go of the old you. The you that hesitates. The you that procrastinates. The you that lets fear dictate your actions. The you that settles for good enough. That version of you cannot come with you on this journey. That version of you must die so the greater you can be born. And this is where most people quit. This is where most people say, "It's too much. I don't want to give that up. I don't want to make that change." But this is also where the winners rise. This is where champions are made. This is where warriors emerge from the fire. This is where the strongest, most relentless, most unstoppable version of you is forged in the flames of sacrifice. Because when you let go of weakness, you make room for strength. When you let go of excuses, you make room for execution. When you let go of doubt, you make room for absolute belief. And belief is the foundation of everything. If you don't believe you can be great, you will never take the actions necessary to become great. If you don't believe you deserve success, you will sabotage yourself at every step. If you don't believe in your own power, you will always stay trapped in your own limitations. So hear me now. You are powerful, but power without action is meaningless. Power without discipline is wasted. Power without sacrifice is weak. You have to prove that you want this, not with words, not with social media posts, not with empty promises, but with your actions. You have to earn it. And that means paying the price. Waking up earlier than everyone else. Working harder than everyone else. Pushing yourself beyond your limits, day after day. No matter how tired, no matter how frustrated, no matter how much you want to quit. It means making a decision that most people will never make. To sacrifice comfort for growth. To sacrifice ease for discipline. To sacrifice temporary pleasure for permanent greatness. Because at the end of the day, life will give you what you demand from it, not what you wish for, not what you hope for, what you demand. And if you are not willing to sacrifice for your dream, you don't really want it. But if you are willing to lay everything on the line, if you are willing to burn the bridges to your old self, if you are willing to go all in, no matter what it takes, then nothing can stop you. This is the price of greatness. Are you willing to pay it? It's not the outside world that stops you. It's not the critics. It's not the doubters. It's not the obstacles standing in your way. The real battle is inside you. Every single day, you wake up and face the same opponent. The voice in your head that tells you to stay comfortable. The voice that whispers, "Take it easy. You don't need to go that hard today." The real war is not against the world. It's you versus you. And I need you to understand something. The mentally weak will not survive. Weakness doesn't start in the body. It starts in the mind. You don't quit because your legs give out. You quit because your mind tells you that you've had enough. And that's where the battle is fought in your mind. You have two voices inside you. One is the voice of comfort, fear, and laziness. The one that tells you, you can do it tomorrow. The one that convinces you to hit snooze, to skip the workout, to cheat on your goals. But then there's another voice. A voice that doesn't beg. A voice that doesn't make excuses. A voice that doesn't care about how you feel. That voice tells you, get up. That voice tells you, push through. That voice tells you, do it anyway. And here's the truth. Whichever voice you listen to will determine your future. If you listen to weakness, you will live a life of regret. If you listen to excuses, you will never become who you were meant to be. If you let fear control you, you will never know what you are truly capable of. But if you start listening to the stronger voice, the warrior inside you, you will start winning battles you used to lose. You will start overcoming obstacles that once broke you. You will start becoming unstoppable. Because at the end of the day, your life is built by your choices. Every time you push through the pain, you grow stronger. Every time you say no to comfort and yes to discipline, you grow stronger. Every time you silence the excuses and take action anyway, you grow stronger. And that strength compounds. One disciplined day turns into a disciplined week. A disciplined week turns into a disciplined month. A disciplined month turns into a disciplined year. And that's how transformation happens. Not all at once, not overnight, but in the daily war between who you are and who you are meant to be. And make no mistake, this war never ends. You don't reach a point where it gets easy. You don't wake up one day immune to self-doubt, to fear, to temptation. Even the greatest warriors still fight the same battle. The difference, they refuse to lose. They refuse to let the weak voice win. They refuse to let laziness take control. They refuse to let circumstances dictate their actions. Because they understand one thing: discipline is greater than motivation. Motivation will fail you. It comes and goes. Some days, you won't feel like doing the work. Some days, you'll want to take a break. Some days, you'll want to give in to the weak voice. That's why you don't rely on motivation. You rely on discipline. You do it whether you feel like it or not. You do it whether people support you or not. You do it whether the world is watching or no one cares. Because this is your fight, and you must win it. Not just once, not just today, but every single day. So the next time you hear that weak voice creeping in, telling you to slow down, telling you to take a break, telling you to quit, crush it. Drown it out with action. Drown it out with discipline. Drown it out with the voice of the warrior inside you. Because that's the voice that will lead you to victory. That's the voice that will make you unstoppable. And that's the voice that will make sure you win this war for life. I need you to hear me loud and clear. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to come into your life and do the work for you. Nobody is going to push you when you don't feel like moving. Nobody is going to hand you the life you want. If you're waiting for someone to give you permission, stop waiting. This is your life, your responsibility, your time to step up. Because life doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care if you had a tough childhood. It doesn't care if people doubted you. It doesn't care if you've been through hell and back. You either show up or you don't. You either do the work or you make excuses. And let me tell you something. Excuses will steal your dreams faster than failure ever will. Failure is part of the process. Failure teaches you. Failure makes you stronger. But excuses rob you of the life you could have had. Excuses keep you stuck in the same cycle. Excuses keep you weak. And let me tell you what's crazy. Some people will spend their entire lives defending their excuses instead of changing their lives. They'll say, well, I didn't grow up with money. Well, I don't have support. Well, I don't have time. Well, I don't have the right connections. And that's exactly why they stay where they are. Because they're too busy protecting their limitations instead of breaking past them. So let me ask you something. Are you going to be that person? Are you going to waste another year making the same excuses? Are you going to keep justifying your situation instead of changing it? Are you going to let another 12 months go by without taking control of your life? Or are you finally going to say, no more? Are you finally going to draw the line and say, I refuse to be a victim of my circumstances? Because I promise you, the moment you take full responsibility for your life is the moment everything changes. No more blaming, no more waiting, no more hoping someone else fixes it for you. You get up and you fix it yourself. Because the truth is, nobody owes you anything. The world doesn't owe you success. The world doesn't owe you an easy path. The world doesn't owe you fairness. And you know what? That's great news. Because that means you don't have to wait on anyone. That means you don't have to depend on anyone. That means you can take control right now. And if you're willing to do that, if you're willing to stop making excuses and start making changes, then nothing can stop you. Not your past, not your struggles, not the people who doubted you, nothing. So make a decision today. No more excuses, no more blaming, no more waiting. It's time to take control of your life. It's time to do what needs to be done. It's time to step into your greatness now. This is it. This is the moment you stop hesitating. This is the moment you stop doubting yourself. This is the moment you stop waiting for the perfect time. Because let me tell you something. There is no perfect time. There is only now, right here, right now. This is your chance. This is your shot. This is the moment you decide who you're going to be. Not tomorrow, not next week, not someday, today. Because life isn't going to wait for you to be ready. Opportunity won't wait for you to feel confident. Success won't wait for you to figure it out. You either step up now or you get left behind. And I know deep inside you feel it. That hunger, that fire, that calling inside you that's been screaming at you for years. It's time to listen to it. No more silencing that voice. No more pushing it down. No more pretending you don't want more for yourself. Because you do. You know you do. You know you weren't meant for average. You know you weren't meant to just exist. You know you weren't meant to just survive. You were built to thrive. You were built to go further than anyone ever imagined. You were built to break every limit placed on you. You were built to win. So stop playing small. Stop dimming your own light to make others comfortable. Stop settling for a life that doesn't set your soul on fire. Because let me tell you something. The greatest tragedy in life isn't failure. The greatest tragedy is looking back one day and realizing you never even tried. It's realizing you let fear win. It's realizing you let doubt hold you back. It's realizing you wasted your potential because you were too scared to step up. So I need you to promise me something right now. No more fear, no more doubt, no more hesitation. From this day forward, you go all in on your life. From this day forward, you stop talking and start doing. From this day forward, you hold yourself to a higher standard. No more half efforts. No more excuses. No more waiting. You commit. You grind. You push. And you become the person you were always meant to be. Because the only thing standing between you and greatness is you. So unleash the beast. Unleash the warrior inside. Unleash the power that's been locked up for too long. And watch how the world changes when you finally step into your power. It's time, let's get to work. No more half efforts. No more excuses. No more waiting. You commit. You grind. You push. And you become the person you were always meant to be. Because the only thing standing between you and greatness is you. So unleash the beast. Unleash the warrior inside. Unleash the power that's been locked up for too long. And watch how the world changes when you finally step into your power. It's time, let's get to work.